This is me, about to have a panic attack in the middle of a snorkeling session.
And avoiding this is just one of the things I will show you in this video. I will show you how easy snorkeling is. You don't even need to know how to swim to do snorkel. I will show you the gear that you need for snorkeling. I will basically try to share all my 15 years of experience in snorkeling with you. But first, we need to cover one of the most important points in snorkeling. And for that, I need you to grab your mask and your snorkel. Hi Andrea, but which mask? Which snorkel? Seriously guys, this is not important right now. The models of the mask or snorkel is not important. The same for fins, by the way. Fins are not important right now. We're gonna cover that later. Just grab any mask and your snorkel. Put your mask in your face. And I want you to feel comfortable with your mask. See, my mask is not that tight. It's not that loose as well, but it's not super tight. And the same goes for your snorkel. Put your snorkel in your mouth and I want you to feel comfortable with your snorkeling. Breathing just using your mouth. And that's your first lesson in snorkeling. You need to feel relaxed while snorkeling. If your mask is too tight on your face, you will not be able to feel relaxed. It will hurt you. And if you're not comfortable breathing in your snorkel, you will not feel relaxed. This is extremely important. So what I recommend you to do is go to a shallow place, like a beach, a lake, even a bathtub. Grab your mask and your snorkel, put them on and feel comfortable with them, feel relaxed. And do this exercise a couple of times before going to the next level. Because the next level, this is me exploring this gorgeous and beautiful place, rich with corals and fish. And I was there relaxed and enjoying when suddenly, it was the first time I got hit by. I didn't even know that existed, let alone that I had that. But then I started breathing really fast. I started paddling my arms and legs quickly and I started drowning basically because I got into panic attack and it was really, really scary. And that's when I remembered the most important lesson in snorkeling. So I immediately stopped paddling my legs and arms. I started breathing calmly and gently with long breaths and long breath. And while I was getting there and feeling relaxed, I started paddling gently back to the shore, gently back to where the corals were and where it was shallow. Because the most important lesson in snorkel is if you are relaxed, it's impossible to drown. And that's what I want you to do. You go to a shallow place with your mask and your snorkel and you're gonna lay down on the water with your face on the water and you're gonna see that if you are relaxed, just breathing in and breathing out, even without moving your legs or arms, you will not drown. You're gonna just stay there floating on the water and that's gonna save your life. Because you never know when you can have a panic attack for something. You might encounter a marine life in front of you that you were not expecting. For example, like a big turtle that shows up out of the blue. Your brain initial reaction would be to panic. Remember, when relaxed, it's impossible to drown and you just stay there relaxing. And that's why you don't need to know how to swim to do snorkeling or a life vest. If you're relaxed on the water, you're just gonna float away. By the way, I've created a course just showing you how to get cinematic footage when you are snorkeling. And I put everything there, the best angles that you take footage, the camera configurations you need, the gear you need for your camera equipment. So I'm gonna leave in the description here the link to this e-course. But now let's go back to the guide, because this third lesson will open up your snorkel world even further. So now that you're on the water, I want you to hold your breath and dive a little bit, but just a little bit. I want you to dive enough so it covers the whole snorkel underwater. When you dive enough that it covers your snorkel underwater, your snorkel is gonna be full of water. So now that you're back to the surface, do not breathe in. Your snorkel will be full of water, right? So you can't breathe in. What you have to do instead, you have to remember and imagine as if you were a whale. And what whales do when you go back to the surface? They do a really strong blow like this. So then you can breathe in again. That strong blow will take all the water out of your snorkel so you can start breathing in again. And that's your third lesson. I want you to imagine you are a whale. After the strong blow, you're gonna be floating again on the surface. Remember, when relaxed, it's impossible to drown. So you feel relaxed on the surface, just floating around, catching your breath back again, and just looking at the marine life and resting for their next dive. And I want you to do some of these exercises. Hold your breath, dive until you cover your snorkel, come back to surface. Remember, I'm a whale, blew out all the water, breathe in and relax again, and rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Because if you're following all the steps I'm showing you so far, you are ready. Now we're jumping to the advanced mode of snorkeling. Because now that you are in advanced mode, I want you to dive, and dive as deep as you can. And you will feel it that when you start going deeper, you will start feeling a pain on your ears. Don't panic and don't freak out. That pain is normal. Don't panic, but don't ignore this pain either. That's a sign your body is giving you that your body needs adjustment. So what I want you to do is, when you are descending and you start feeling the pain, at the very beginning, I want you to gently pinch your nose and blow gently against your fingers, like this. And you will feel that your ears are popping. And that's your lesson number 4. To dive deep, you need to equalize. And that's the name the divers give that, is equalize. And you have to do gently, very gently, and you have to blow against your fingers progressively. So start very gently and then blow a little bit harder until you feel your ears popping. And by the way, you do this exercise multiple times, because what you're doing is, if you go 2 meters deep and you adjust your body, boom, it's equalized, your body now is adjusted to 2 meters deep. But if you keep going deeper, when you reach 3 meters deep or 4 meters deep, you start feeling pain in your ears again. You need to adjust again, so equalize again, and then we'll be equalized to 4 meters. So the deeper you go, the more times you have to do equalize. And you notice that the deeper you go, the harder it is actually to go deep. Because it feels like as if the water is pushing you back to the surface. Now is when you're gonna finally use our fins! Yay! And that's why fins are used for. Our lesson number 5 is, if you want to move like a fish, you need fins. So if you're going deeper, or even if you're going sideways, you need fins to move faster. And that's why I only leave fins at the end of our course. So when you are already used to the idea of equalizing, you are used to be comfortable, and you just want to move faster on the water. Even when you're just floating around, you want to move faster. When you're diving, you want to be diving deeper or dive faster to a different place. Fins are extremely helpful. I hope you enjoy your snorkeling session and you take as many photos as you can. And remember, I'm leaving the link in the description with the online course showing you how to get cinematic footage. And remember, step number 1, get comfortable with your snorkeling and mask. Step number 2, the most important step, when relaxed, it's impossible to drown. Step number 3, I'm a whale. Remember, you go back to surface, you blow to breathe. I'm a whale. Step number 4, to go deep, you need to equalize. Step number 5, to move like a fish, you need fins. Have fun!